systems, as well as the project estimation. The fire alarm control panel we chose is manufactured by Simplex. It's their 4006 series panel. It comes standard with 5 initiating device circuits and is able to expand up to 10. It also comes with 2 notification circuits, and if necessary you can purchase additional expansion modules as well. Each one of those notification circuits is rated to give out 2 amps. Those are just cut sheets, pictures of our cut sheets for the separate devices that we used. For the fire alarm system layout, right there is where our control panel is located in the server room, and then our annunciator panel is right inside the front door, so you can monitor what state the system is in, if it's in alarm or if it's in trouble or any other information like that. I'll tell you. And then each one of the highlighted in blue exits has a pull station, so if for some reason the fire alarm goes off and well, if there's a fire and the fire alarm doesn't go off and you're evacuating, you can pull one of those as you're going out the door. And then our horn strobes, we basically put one so that wherever you are in the building, you'll be able to see some kind of strobe. In all of the secluded areas, we have strictly strobes without horns because you don't want to blast your eardrums up. So those are all located like in the bathrooms or in the offices. And anywhere else that any open areas, we put horn strobe combinations, and they give out a 30 by 30 area they can cover. So we put those in all the open offices and such. Smoke detectors, we ended up needing 33 smoke detectors for the building, and like our horn strobes, they cover a 30 by 30 area. So anywhere, any separate office, we put at least 1, possibly 2 if the area was needed such. And then just spaced out in the open offices and in the hallways and all of those common areas, just spaced them on a 30 by 30 grid. Then our fire alarm system riser, we gave it a 20 amp circuit to power it, and then it also connected to the phone line, so whatever you program, whatever numbers you program into the panel, it'll call those numbers if you want it to call your cell phone in trouble, or if you want it to call it fire alarm, or the fire department on alarm. And then it's downstream from the panel. We go out with 16-4 twisted pair cable to all the smokes and all the devices. All our strobes, our horn strobes, and our fire alarm pull stations, and our annunciator panel. And then for the security system, we chose to install the Elk Series M1 panel, and it has a wireless control option, so you can jump on the internet or look on your cell phone and see if you can monitor the system, you can arm it or disarm it without being in front of the panel. Standard, it comes with 16 input zones and 13 output zones, which is plenty for this application, but if need be, there's also expansion modules that can be purchased. Those are just pictures of our cut sheets of that system. For the security system, highlighted in blue are all the exterior window glass break sensors. In green, we have our door contacts at each exterior door. In orange, we have our motion detectors. Those are just in the common spaces so that if anybody's walking around, they're going to be in those areas, so they're going to be sensed. As far as keypads go, we have one keypad at the exterior door that just unlocks the front 2 doors in the vestibule there. And then the interior keypad actually disarms the system. So if you walk in, if you can get past the first keypad, you think you're home free, you have a delay, and then this alarm's going to go off anyways. And then the security system riser has another 20 amp circuit feeding it, and then connected to the phone line for the same reason as the fire panel. Those are wired with 18-4 twisted pair, going out to all our door contacts, our glass breaks, our motion detectors, and our For the telephone and system, or telephone and data, we have combinations, data phone jacks in every office space, so that anywhere that someone's sitting, they have access to a phone and they have access to a data port. We put phones in the areas that needed strictly phone. You don't need data in, say, a mechanical room or the receiving room. So we just put strictly phones in those places, and then strictly data ports we put like for each printer or each copier. So the phones are highlighted in red in there, and then the green is the data ports. And then the phone system riser comes in from the phone company with 2216 twisted pair cable, then goes out to our phone splitter and our data splitter. From each of those, from the phone splitter, it goes out to the phone jacks with 22.4 twisted pair, and then out from the data splitter to all the data jacks squared with Cat 5e. Turn it over to Tal with the estimation.
Good morning, everyone. As mentioned earlier, my name is Tal, and I will be presenting the final process of our whole presentation, which is the project estimation. And for this estimation part of the project, we use McCormick as our software. Usually, there's a few software you can choose from, like AccuBid. And just want to take into consideration that we are estimating a 10,000 square foot building. And these are the steps that I would take. Break down the 5 steps that it takes to estimate for McCormick, and the bill of material and labor, bid summary, and the bid proposal. First off, the 5 steps for estimation are circled here, as you can see in the software. And the first one is jobs, labels, takeoffs, extent, and bid summaries. The first one is jobs. This is usually where you would choose your jobs and create jobs if you need further jobs, or create details where, like the bid date, the name of the job and projects. Second steps are the labels. Generally, this is where you would use for your extended report. In this case, we only have one building, single story, and for this project, we're only using power and lighting for estimation. And these are your sheet numbers. Takeoff. This is generally the most important part of the project, where you count your receptacles, light fixtures, and measuring your wires. And down here, this is where you actually choose your materials, your receptacles, and the type of wire you use. We're using 3/4 of an inch of EMT conduit, and our conductors are THHN number 12 for all the wiring for lighting and power. And extended, like earlier, this is where you see your labels, and if you want to report on any of your floors or buildings, you would choose that. So we're only using one building, single story. Then the next process for extended report, you press this one, extend. Then you would get this pop up. And in this presentation, our estimation, we're using book price with NICA 1 and only summary 1. The 5th step is the bid summary, where you get all your bidding and proposals, and you would do your labors and all your quotes. And down here, this is actually where you do your labors and your quotes and whatever material you need. This is the bill of material after the report of the bid summary. And like earlier for the labels, this is where you actually see the extended report, or building one single story and all the power and lighting. And these are materials that you listed from your takeoff. And the total price for everything, book price is $45,000. And our labor, we hired, we have 10 electricians. We have 3 journeymen and apprentices working on this job. And generally, they're all working 10-hour shifts. And total labor price will be $20,000. Top sheets, generally this is where you would get your sell price, your bid bonds and everything. Over price is the cost of managing labor, and profit, that's how much money you will be getting for the process or estimating. And bid bond, we use 1,000. In general, it would be 1.5 to 3% of the sale price. But in this case, we only use the bid bond, which guarantees the owner that we will finish the project on time. And sale price, we got 188, which is also $18 a square foot for 10,000 square foot. With the future expansion, 5,000 square foot, we add another 90,000. Bid summary report, I talked about labor and materials, and I'd like to talk more about the quotes for our vendors. For vendors, we only chose one. Usually you would choose at least 4 vendors, then it will give you quotes, and you would choose either the lowest price or the best fit for your company. And we use Napoleon for lighting and Square D for switchgears. And subcontractors, we only are taking care of the power and lighting, so we hired another subcontractors for low voltage systems. These are just direct job expenses and taxes and consumer reports. So our total proposal price would be $188,000, and our bid day would be actually tomorrow at 1 o'clock if it was necessary. Then we will send this report out just for the owners and the contractors to see if they would agree with it. And that'll be it for estimation. Any questions, comments?
How can we use 10-hour shifts?
We used 10 hours. It was supposed to be 11-hour shifts, but 10-hour shifts was 10 hours per person per worker. So which
week or
to, yeah, each go to 100% of the total hours percentage.
Was that a 4-day week or a 5-day week?
It was a 4-day week.
And then I saw your ratio was 3 to 7. You had 3 journeymen and 7 apprentices.
Yep.
Was there a rush to get it done there?
There was no rush. I believe our start date was May 5th, but I wasn't sure our end date. I'm guessing December was on 12th, which is it is a rush. That's why everyone is working 10-hour shifts. Yeah.
You know how your price compared to other teams?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty close. I say around. Other teams got around 150,000, and I guess another team got 200,000 in comparison prices, and I'm not sure how accurate that would be, but
What was your number?
188.
For most days.
And I had a question on your smoke detection manual. You provided that because you thought it was a code requirement, or was it an owner requirement?
The owners they actually did not install any in their building, but they wanted us to know how to install them, so we went through.
So it was an owner requirement as
Right.
opposed to code requirement? Okay, that makes sense.
Any other questions?